Welcome into the Bulldog Blitz. Big East Conference play is heating up for a number of Bulldog teams this week. I'm Matt Schumacker.
And I'm Jojo Gentry. Trey here and the football team have found their rhythm. And how about that men's soccer team? They're on fire. We'll get to all that and more later in the segment.
But first, it's that time of year again, fans. College basketball has officially begun. And after a whirlwind of an offseason, the Butler men's basketball team is excited to get back on the court and just focus on playing basketball. Ari Castle has more.
Butler basketball is back with the official start of practice for the 2013 season.
We look at Saturday, it's an exciting time because you're able to practice, and it's the first time college basketball is able to practice. It's the first day.
This isn't the first time the team has gotten together. In preparation for their off-season trip to Australia, the team was granted 10 practices over the summer.
One positive thing about it is we kind of got an experience having these 10 practices over the summer, so we kind of have a feel of what practice is going to be like, how it's going to be from here on out. So we're excited, but also we know we have a good feel of what it's going to be about.
It was an eventful off-season for the Butler men's basketball team. Seniors Rodney Clark and Andrew Smith were lost to graduation. Then, during the team's off-season trip to Australia, starting small forward Roosevelt Jones injured his wrist and will be out for the remainder of the season. But no loss may be greater than that of head coach Brad Stevens.
We miss Coach Stevens, but not in a bad way. Like we really are supportive of Brandon. We're really excited for the year. We couldn't be happier that Brandon was the one who got the job. And so I know that the whole team feels that way.
With all these changes and the move to the Big East Conference, the Bulldogs are under more scrutiny than usual.
Definitely think there's a bigger chip on the shoulder, of course, with all these changes. Of course, with Brad leaving and then moving from the Atlantic 10 to the Big East. So there's definitely a lot more attention coming on us. But, you know, all of us, we're just up for the challenge. We're ready to play, we're excited, and we're ready to get after it.
It's a fun time when you get to be out on the floor and you're able to practice and you're able to sweat with one another and prepare and get better.
In just a few weeks' time, Hinkle Fieldhouse will be packed once again for the official start of the 2013-2014 Butler men's basketball season. For the Bulldog Blitz, I'm Ari Castle.
The Butler women's basketball team has also started official practice this week. The team hopes to improve from last year's 17-14 record. The team's first exhibition game will be at home against DePaul University on November 2nd.
The Butler football team is preparing for Stetson University this Saturday after rushing past Jacksonville last weekend 45-27. Jojo Gentry has more on the team's victory against the Dolphins and its preparation for the first-year program, Stetson.
The Butler football team celebrates a win at Jacksonville University last Saturday, winning 45-27. It was the first time any Butler football team has won a game in the state of Florida, and the first time a Butler team has beaten Jacksonville in consecutive years. This week, the Dogs are preparing for first-year program Stetson University. Butler head football coach Jeff Forrest says he's pleased with the team's effort.
I thought we played well. Played hard, played a full game. We had to start fast. Saturday we were able to run the ball because of how they were playing us. A week ago, we had to throw it a little bit more.
Coming off a proud victory, the Dogs are preparing for first-year program Stetson, a team consisting mostly of freshmen. Forrest says playing a team without any game history requires extra skills practice during the week.
Oh, I mean, the thing with anyone you play, every time it's a new opponent, you don't know much about them. It's your ability to go back to work and prepare. Scheme-wise, they're different than what we've seen the last 5 weeks. I mean, we have to go back to work.
I think the coaches do a really good job of stressing not to overlook opponents.
Every game's a big game for us, no matter if they're a bunch of freshmen or a bunch of seniors. And so we got to approach it like it's a big game. I know Stetson, they're going to be a good team, be ready to play young and fiery. So we got to come out there with a good mindset and be ready to play from the opening kickoff.
But the team's ultimate goal is to work toward a second straight Pioneer Football League championship.
No, our goal every week's the same. I mean, we're trying to go 1-0. We're trying to, focus on what's at hand. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's the play you're on or the week you're on.
Goals for the rest of PFL is continue winning, build off of the first game, and just take it 1 week at a time and be the best running back I can be for our team and help lead our team to another PFL championship.
Butler will play the next 3 PFL conference games at home at the Butler Bowl. For the Bulldog Blitz, I'm Jojo Gentry. Freshman soccer star David Goldsmith is back in the headlines again this week for his individual performances. He snagged Big East Rookie of the Week honors for the second time this season. But Goldsmith will be the first to tell you that his individual success is not possible without his teammates.
Coming off a roller coaster weekend of ups and downs, the men's soccer team heads into the heart of Big East play this week, ranked 16th in the country. The Dogs put together a 3-game win streak with wins over Brown, Villanova, and that stunning comeback against defending national champs Indiana. But that streak came to an end on Thursday when the Bulldogs dropped their final non-conference game 3-1 at Evansville. The team will look to rebound Saturday when they take on Big East foe DePaul at the Butler Bowl.
The women's soccer team will also be in action this weekend in its first Big East home game. The team hopes to bounce back from a pair of tough road losses last weekend. They face it off against St. John's on Sunday at the Butler Bowl at 1 p.m. The Butler volleyball team is headed into the heart of Big East play after opening the conference schedule with a home match against Xavier last week. The Bulldogs lost 3-1 to the Musketeers in what both teams' first contest in the revamped conference. The team now owns a record of 13-3 on the season. Austin Monteith spoke with Morgan Peterson about what the team expects in the Big East this year.
Well, the competition is definitely going to be better. We have Creighton, who's ranked in the top 25. Xavier is definitely a good team, and I think DePaul is undefeated, and there's a couple other good teams. So I think we're going to have to come to play pretty much every night, whereas the A-10, we could maybe take a couple nights off, but yeah.
Butler will face 22nd ranked Creighton Friday night at Hinkle Fieldhouse.
Butler men's cross country is gearing up for the Notre Dame Invitational this weekend. This is the first meet of the season that the Dogs will showcase their full A squad. Junior Tom Curr says this meet is a great opportunity for the team to gain momentum.
Yeah, it's really important. It's our first chance to gain points towards making nationals. It's also, like you said, our first chance to see where we truly stand as a team right now, having everyone running. So it's just sort of a benchmark setter.
The team is hoping to improve from its 16th place finish at Notre Dame last season.
The Butler women's cross-country team will also compete at the Notre Dame Invitational this weekend. The squad will look to continue its success from last weekend's third-place finish at the University of Minnesota. This is the team's final competition before pre-nationals on October 19th.
Both the men's and women's golf teams are tuning up their short games this weekend in preparation for the Butler Fall Invitational on Monday. The men will look to defend their title from last fall, while the women will try to improve their 6th-place finish. The Invitational will be held at Highland Country Club in Indianapolis.
And that wraps up another edition of the Bulldog Blitz. I'm Jojo Gentry.
And I'm Matt Schumacher. Have a great weekend, Bulldog fans.
Hello, Bulldog fans. I'm Adam Winay, and here is this week's Bulldog Blitz scoreboard. The Butler women's volleyball team will begin a 3-game homestand against Creighton this weekend. St. John's and Seton Hall will also be visiting Hinkle Fieldhouse. The Bulldog football team will face Pioneer League newcomer Stetson University at the Butler Bowl on Saturday at 1. The Dogs are looking to start 2-0 in conference play. Saturday night at 7 in the Bowl, the 16th-ranked Butler men's soccer team will play DePaul. The Butler women's soccer team is home Sunday afternoon against St. John's. Good luck to all Butler teams this weekend. I'm Adam Winay for this week's Bulldog Blitz scoreboard.
Hey there, Bulldog fans. I'm Millie Sauber, and on this week's interview segment of the Bulldog Blitz, I'm talking with the dynamic duo of Butler Swimming, twins Abby and Sarah Gibbons. Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Anytime.
Yeah, no problem. So, you guys started swimming in high school. Fun stuff. What kind of brought that about? Was it like a joint venture with you two, or? How did that work out?
Yeah, it was kind of, ever since we were little, like, we always loved swimming, like, over the summer and all that stuff. And my parents always wondered how we never swam. And then in 8th grade, we played basketball. I was like, Sarah, I think I want to try swimming. And she got so mad at me. And she's like, Abby, how can you quit basketball? Like, you can't swim. Like, you can't do that. We can't do separate sports. And then it was, like, going into in 8th grade was when we decided to start swimming. And then going into freshman year, we started swimming. Yeah. Right. I'd say that's the story.
Yeah, that's about it. And then she quit, and I didn't want to play basketball without her, so I was like, okay, I guess I'll try it. And then we both really liked it.
Yeah.
So, have you guys been on like the same sports teams all your life?
Mhm. Yeah, and we played tennis together. That was like our main sport in high school, tennis and swimming. And we were doubles partners, so
good times.
Yeah, it was fun.
The twins being tennis doubles, I love it.
Yeah, I know.
It's good stuff.
Everyone always so confused. They never knew.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So when you guys decided to go to Butler, I know one of you chose to come to Butler, and then the other one, did you guys decide, well, you know what, let's go together, or were you guys originally going separate ways?
Well, we kind of, like, we didn't really talk about which schools we looked at. Like, we kind of made our own decisions, and I know she looked at Fordham in New York a lot, and I never really looked there, but in the end, we were both kind of talking, we both really liked Butler, so it wasn't so much like we came because we wanted to be together, but we both liked this, it was both our top choice, so it worked out that we both really liked it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we didn't really plan to go to the same school, but we both loved Butler, so it worked out. I don't think we would have liked being at different schools anyway.
Yeah, so it was nice that it worked out. We both liked Butler.
Yeah.
Now, from a training aspect, I know, Abby, you do sprint, and Sarah, you do distance. What do you guys kind of do to push each other? I know you're in different, like, swimming style events, but what's it like having the other one at practice?
I think, like, especially since I'm distance and she sprints, like, when we do kind of like threshold work or like longer workouts, it's like beneficial for her to train with me, kind of because that's what I focus on. And then when we do more sprint oriented things, it's like nicer for me to train with her because that's what she focuses on. So kind of when we do different stuff in practice, we're able to push each other and what we're good at.
Yeah, I like definitely would not be as motivated if I didn't have Sarah there, because I just have, it's like a good competitiveness, but like no one like can push me as hard as like Sarah can push me. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but it's always like, even when we train off season, it's nice to have Sarah there, because like I'll always push myself harder than like I would ever push myself if it was just myself. So that's like the best part about being on the same swim team, is that I'll always like have someone there to like push me as far as I can go, which wouldn't happen if she wasn't there. So
that's great. And then especially upcoming with the Big East, you guys have time standards and stuff like that you're gonna try and meet. Are you guys like especially kind of on each other all the time for that kind of stuff?
I don't think we're necessarily on each other, but it's like we definitely talk about it, and like we're really supportive of each other. Like we are really competitive, but like obviously I want her to do well and she wants me to do well, so kind of like being there to support each other, and then we like also push each other to make sure we like obviously both want to get the cuts and stuff. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like if Sarah were to get a cut before me, then when she get it, I would be like, okay, I need to get this like next meet or something like that. Like it would definitely push me to like get it right when I can if she were to get it before me, and vice versa, kind of. So yeah, what she said.
Do you think it gives you guys kind of a competitive edge to have each other, especially when we go up against different teams? Do you think that having your twin there gives you kind of that extra oomph? Like I know I've got somebody who's got my back when we go up against bigger teams.
I think so. Yeah, I've never really thought about it that way, but that's definitely true. Or even like, that's say like at a big meet, if I can, like Sarah needs a counter for a longer event, like someone who counts her, how many laps she's doing, like it's definitely nice to like have me there to count for her or something like that. Or it's just like, it's always nice to have someone to talk to after you swim who like kind of knows what you're thinking.
Yeah, like I can always tell when she's upset, or like,
or like if I swim bad or something, Sarah will be like, Abby, like that was bad, but like do this next time or something like that. Like it's always nice to have her there. Like if Sarah swims well, like it'll be like, okay, Abby, like you gotta swim well, and just stuff like that. So I think it does give us a competitive edge.
Yeah, like definitely when Abby has a good race, it definitely like makes me want to swim faster, especially if I'm not having the greatest meet. It definitely gives me like the desire to want to swim faster in my next event.
That's good stuff. And I know Mo uses you two a lot from a recruiting standpoint, just because you guys always, you know, are on each other's A games and everything like that. So what do you think you two bring to the team in that regard?
I guess I never really thought about it that way, but like, if it is true, like Sarah and I are always kind of like, these girls need to be doing this or stuff like that, or I don't know. We always just want like everyone to be doing their best, because I think that's like we push each other to do that. So, and I think Mo probably likes it because, like, if girl comes on a recruiting trip, I guess they can kind of see that. I don't know, and we always kind of like. I don't know. I don't know why Mo uses us.
I don't know. I mean, I think, like, I know, like, I always push myself really hard. I try really hard to push Abby really hard, too, and it's like I don't really mess around necessarily, and I try to make sure other people don't either. So I think having that kind of mentality and, like, the, like, desire, the want to push other people, I think Mo might use that as an example. I guess I didn't really know he did that.
Yeah, but I guess it's kind of true. Also, maybe just because
we're
twins and it's different, so he wants girls to kind of see that, and Stan and I can talk a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I know especially, like, Mo loves you too because you guys are so driven, and I know I can see it on the team, like the way you push each other really pushes other people on the team too.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say is your favorite part of having the other twin on the team?
I would say my favorite part is definitely like pushing, being able to push myself, because that would just, like I said earlier, like it would just not happen if Sarah wasn't here. Like I would definitely be like more in focus, like not pushing myself as hard as I could, and so that's like the best part about having her here. And it's also like, I don't know, having your sister on the team is just really nice. Like it's always reassuring to have her there. Like if I have a bad practice or something, or if I just like want to vent about like swimming, or like if I'm frustrated, like it's nice to always be able to go to her and like not feel like I'm like gonna be negative or like bring the team down, because I can just like vent to Sarah and then just get it off my chest.
I agree. Probably my favorite part is the support system, and like we've been playing sports together our whole life too, and it's just nice to always have someone, like obviously on the swim team everyone's really close because we spend so much time together, and it's like a family, but also like Abby and I are twins, so it's like she'll always kind of get where I'm coming from. So even if I'm frustrated, I don't really know how to like explain it, she always kind of gets it. So it's nice to have that different support system, kind of.
And going along with the support system, do you guys ever, like when you're at a meet or in practice, do you guys kind of feed off of each other too? Like say one of you is having a tough practice, like I know obviously you know Abby really well, so do you know like what to say to Abby to get her going, or vice versa? Do you know what to say to Sarah?
I think I do. I can definitely like read Abby really well, I think, and like I can tell if she's having a bad practice. I'm just kind of like, come on, Abby. Like even when she doesn't ask for my advice, I kind of give it to her anyway. So I don't know if that gets annoying or not, but I do it anyway. And so I think that's kind of the nice part, is if I know she's like down or whatever, I always try and push her and like stay positive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, looking ahead for you two, where do you guys see your season going together and over the next 2 or even 4 years?
Well, I think first of all, I know Sarah and I have talked about it. I think we definitely plan on swimming all 4 years, because I know since it is like non-scholarship, it's easy for girls to quit and drop, especially as they get older. But I know we definitely both want to like do it together for the next 4 years. And I think especially this year, I mean, we have a lot of great freshmen. Like the team dynamic, I think, is just a lot better overall, and it is nice even having Sarah there. Like my training's like 10 times better than it was last year, and like I'm just really excited for the season, like to go fast times and to have Sarah and I both like have a good season together, because last year it wasn't really like that. Like I struggled with my season, so it's always nice like having Sarah to support me and be like, it's okay, Abby, like you have next year. And then like we trained together over the summer, and it's really showing off now, even at the beginning of this season.
Yeah, I agree. Same for me. I just think that we've both been like training really well, and we're both a really good support system to each other. So kind of seeing like where that'll end up at conference, and if like we place and everything in kind of the next 2 years, and see where it goes.
And hopefully, like, since we work hard, obviously everyone else works hard too, but hopefully like we can all like kind of feed off each other, so everyone else has like that drive that we have.
If you guys have one thing that you had to like leave behind with the team, obviously you were talking earlier about how you want to swim the next 2 years, you want to finish out your career, and you want to really elevate the team. What, if you had to leave one thing behind, what would you guys leave?
It would definitely be to stick with it and work hard, especially for the girls that are coming and the girls that will come on the team. Like, just always be positive with it and always like be passionate with it. And if you're not, then you shouldn't do it. Being able to like work hard, but then also remember why you love it and why you do it would probably be the one thing that I'd want to leave behind.
When you guys are at practice and stuff like that, how you increase like that kind of love and drive for it, do you think it makes you stronger sisters too?
I think so. I mean, like going through like the sport together, and obviously we spend a lot of time together because we are sisters, but like sometimes it's a lot of time together, like with swimming because it's in the morning and afternoon all the time. But I think it does just because it gives us something like to relate to, even though like we pretty much relate on everything. So
yeah, we obviously have a lot in common, but it's nice to have swimming to always be something that like we can always like talk about and like
do together.
Yeah, do together and like excel in and want to do well in. Like we both want to do well in swimming, so it's nice to have that to do together.
That's really good. I really like that. Thank you guys so much for coming.
You're welcome.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Abby, Sarah, once again, thank you guys so much for stopping by, and good luck with the rest of your season. For the Bulldog Blitz, I'm Millie Sauber.